Evening, everybody. Welcome back to another weekly market review for F45trading.com. This week we're discussing April 5th to April 9th. So we're technically still Easter weekend. A lot of bank holidays tomorrow. Time of this recording is Sunday evening, going into Monday. And a lot of bank holidays, Euro bank holidays, pound sterling bank holidays. Over in Europe, the main North American markets were all closed on Friday. So we're seeing a little bit of sideways price action, rightly so. And we also had NFP as well, too, on Friday. So a little bit muted, in my opinion, from what it should have been just because of the holidays, I believe. But and then if we look at what's on tap for this week for the economic calendar, we've got a pretty slow week happening. We've got some Australian dollar news, some US dollar ISM news early Monday. And then late in the day, RBA rate statement for the Aussie. So just be careful on if you're trading Aussie. I wouldn't be doing any positions ahead of this. Nothing to speak of heavy impact on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we've got just watch out for crude oil and FOMC meeting minutes. And then we've got Fed Chair Powell speaking on Thursday, and then wrapping up with some Canadian dollar employment numbers. So pretty light week in terms of economic news drivers. Looking at the US dollar, we did drive up into the target that I was looking for last week, which was 93.20 level, and went a little bit further than that up into high of that would have been, I guess, Wednesday's candle was 93.46. So we're starting to get up there. Now, I'm looking very, very closely at this three-candle price pattern right in here where we consolidated here for a couple of days. If we see price lose the low from last Friday and start to trade into here, and if it wants to go below here, then I think we're probably going to trade down, certainly into this high here, but possibly back into this consolidation range. So just watch for that. It's definitely, we're obviously very bullish. We're probably going to go higher. I think short-term 93.65 to long-term 94s, low 94s, swinging above this high here, and getting into above possibly these two highs in there would be the target going forward. But short-term, i.e. this week, we could make a bit of a retracement. Like I say, watch this little consolidation pattern in here. If you see price starting to break below that, then I think we can target down into here for the remainder of the week, and then we'll see what price does from there. We could see a bounce and then a run higher. If we fail to go any lower than Friday's range in here, then watch for these prices to go higher for the rest of the week. EurUsd, again, nice downtrend here. We broke it, came back up, retraced, big rejection here, fell off once, consolidated, fell off twice. Again, consolidating a little bit. I think there's a very good chance we could stab back down underneath the 11600 level, which is these two lows in here. We're still, a couple hundred pips away from that at the moment, and we could trade back down into this consolidation range here. Again, very similar to the US dollar. Just watch this current area that we're in right now. Let me zoom in just a little bit. Watch this current area right here. If we see this breaking up, then I think there's a very likely chance that we're going to trade back into this consolidation. At the very least, the lows of these candles here, which could give us, a potential range of about 60 to, 100 pips to the upside. And then I would watch in there. If we have any willingness to start working through this range here, then we can target these highs, which I have marked out. But I think more than likely the pull to the downside is probably going to be more likely long-term. Short-term, though, like I say, watch this area here. If we start trading above Friday's high, then I think we can target up into here. But from there, what do we do? Do we start here, keep running higher? Do we bounce? I think there's a pretty good chance that we're probably going to see, same thing with the US dollar, higher highs, probably see lower lows on EurUsd. GbpUsd, so just to kind of give you kind of a target, like I said, I don't know what we're going to get this week yet. If price doesn't even want to go up into this range, and I think this 1600 level is probably just going to be a bump on the road. We may even stretch all the way down to 15, maybe even 1400. So you can watch that on EurUsd. GBP, on the other hand, is giving them something a little bit different. It doesn't really want anything to do with the downside currently. We had a nice breakdown here, but price as EurUsd was dropping and US dollar was running higher, cable was failing to do so, and so you can see here, we smashed back into this consolidation range, made a low, and then since then has, I wouldn't say consolidating, but definitely hasn't been trending necessarily. Yes, we bounced, but is this an uptrend? That's debatable because we are still technically consolidating. It is going a little bit higher, but so far we've failed to get above this high in here. We're just kind of banking back up into the lows of these candles in here for right now. So again, we'll see what this week gives us. We don't have a lot of news drivers. Tomorrow is a holiday going into Monday for the pound, so just keep that in mind. We've got all these highs up in here that I really like. However, can GbpUsd sustain its upward or sideways trajectory while EurUsd is dropping and while the US dollar is running higher? That's the million-dollar question. So, I think at the end of the day, if we start trading above these highs here this week and starting to get up into this range, then I think I'll be targeting up into here, which would be, anywhere from about 1420 to, or excuse me, 140.20 to 140, 50, wherever you want to go up in this range up into here, as a potential. I can't get it at even 20, but that's okay. You get the idea. Right up into this area here, above these highs there. If this area, basically look at this big candle right here. If this candle gets broken to the upside, then I think we're going to trade up into there. So watch that. But I think there's a chance we could just see this thing consolidate, at least for tomorrow, and then maybe we'll see kind of what we're getting. We could also certainly trade back a little bit lower. Watch the 137.75 to 137.80 level on your charts for this week to see what it wants to do. I had this level 13700 marked out on the chart here, just to signify this dip here last week. I wanted to see price run into this last Wednesday, and we almost got down there. It was, excuse me, not last Wednesday. Let me just take off the data dividers here. It was last Tuesday. It was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Yeah, last Tuesday right into here. We actually got the low was 137.05. You can see that right there. So about 5 pips off from my low target, and then you can see the reaction off there. Nice reaction. Price did not want to come back, albeit for Friday where we kind of had a bit of a doji there. So we'll see what price gives us this week. But so far, not a lot of willingness to go lower. If we break the 13700 level, obviously, things will change. We're quite a ways away from that. To be honest, I don't know what to expect with this pair. If the dollar keeps running and EurUsd keeps dropping, this should also drop, but, manipulation will probably kick in, and they may just work this thing sideways to slightly higher. So we'll see what we get on cable. But watch, as I say, if price goes back down below this candle right in here, I'd watch that 13700 level and then probably swing below here. And then, as I say, to the upside, if these highs here get broken and closed on a daily above those highs and above this candle right here, then I think we can target up into there. Okay. Australian dollar, also very similar to what cable is doing. Yes, we've been, running down here, little retracement, another quick run down, another big deep retracement, rejection here, and another rip down below here. And then we had these lows in here, which it banked down once, twice, and just consolidating right in there. And then finally last Thursday, price dropped down. I had the target of 7,500 even on the daily to price to get down. I was pretty short on that one. I missed the mark there. The low was 97. Oh, that's the wrong candle. The low was 90. Excuse me. The low was 75.30. You can see that bottom right hand corner of my screen there. So it missed it by about 30 pips. But nonetheless, it swept that low there and that low, and that's what I was looking at. So that's hence the check mark. So this area is cleaned up. Now, again, what do we do from there? Do we keep, this thing's been going sideways now for about the past 10 days, 2 solid weeks trading. So, we could keep dipping lower. We could jack higher. I mean, it's just nothing much on Aussie right now that I can see that it's going to be a definitive, yeah, it's going to fall over, or yeah, it's going to run higher. So we'll have to wait on Aussie. We do have a rate statements tomorrow, so watch that. We will see this market break down. If we fail, watch this area right in here. So whatever this is on your chart, you see all these lows right in here. Whatever that is, put a line underneath those and watch that. They could, if we do roll over and want to target this level down in here and subsequent lower levels up into this range here, if the US dollar starts to run higher, like I think it might, then what we could do tomorrow in Aussie is jump and pop up into here and bank off of those lows and basically just retest that resistance area up there and then potentially run lower. So that's sort of what I'm watching for going into tomorrow's rate statements. But just again, caution you, do not trade ahead of that news because anything could happen. It could do the exact opposite. It could run lower and then jack higher and then run lower. And I mean, it could be all over the place. We don't know. So that's my thoughts. We'll see what happens on that one going in for the rest of the week. And finally, USCAD. Again, another pair with a lot of hesitation to really go anywhere. We've just been consolidating for about the past 2 weeks. Very similar to Aussie. Really like these highs in here. The more they consolidate in here, the more it makes me think that they really want to take these highs out, and they're just building up positions to really shoot price up into here. So I'm watching for that. Now, you know, again, similar to the dollar, right? If we fall off on the US dollar and want to run back down to the consolidation area down in here, then USCAD more than likely will probably drop lower back down to the 124, you know, 124.75, 124.80 level. So watch for that. But if US dollar shows any bullishness, we could finally see this run that we're looking at. And I think you see this little red or pink sort of shaded area here that I have. If price goes above that, well, really, if we start trading above this high here, I think there's going to be no question that they're going to be shooting to get above these highs in here. So that would be my target. Do they do that this week, or do they elect to continue to just hold this thing? You know, I don't know. If we see some weakness on US dollar, then it could take a little bit longer. But if US dollar starts stronger out of the gate, then we could see this up into here before the end of the week. So watch for that. Okay. That's all I've got for you for Forex. Crude oil, there's nothing much to talk about there. You can see we're just consolidating. The only thing I want to show you is this right here. I keep bringing attention to it. And they're just hovering below the, or above the $57 mark. I think, without a question, they are going to shoot this down. They're going to run the stops, and then they're probably going to reverse it and go higher. Haven't done it yet. We'll see what happens. There's no guarantees that that's going to happen either. That's what I'm watching for. I don't want to see them come back down below this consolidation level if they're going to remain bullish. So that's my line in the sand there. If we go below $53, 52, you know, 75 to $53, then I'll switch my stance to bearish for short term. But for now, I think we're still going to remain bullish, but I want to see them sweep those lows first. And then finally, gold and silver are setting up again, very similar. All of these lows here, low, 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 low. They're going to hammer price underneath there. When do they do it? I don't know. Could be this week, could be next week, could be next month. They could just elect to consolidate price in here for another, you know, indefinite time frame. We don't know, obviously. All we can do is wait and watch and trade accordingly. And the same thing with silver. I've got all these lows over here at 23.50. We just about got down there last week, and then price just all of a sudden decided to make a reversal. Thursday putting the low in, and then had a pretty strong showing on Thursday and Friday to finish the range fairly bullish. So we basically closed the week almost right where we started. If you look where we opened the week here, we closed the week almost to the exact same spot. So run down, rejection, and now we'll see what we get going into this week. You know, same silver and the same on gold, right? Exactly the same thing happens. So, like I say, that's kind of why I'm sort of thinking that we could see a little bit of stagnation in here, maybe even a little bit deeper of a retracement, and then a potential push higher. But I think long term, we're going to see euro lower. Don't know what GBP is going to do yet. We're going to see Aussie lower. We're going to see USCAD higher. We're going to see gold and both silver dropping. Now, do we drop quickly and reject and go higher, or do we continue that downward momentum? That remains to be seen, but that's what I'm thinking is going to happen this week. Might not happen this week, guys. Just a little disclaimer. You know, past results are not indicative, or, you know, do not guarantee, past performance does not guarantee future results, is what I'm trying to say. And that's the same thing, you know, going forward here. Just because all of these are setting up, this thing could just rip higher and you not want to come down there at all. So And you know, just because we see these types of big down ranges in here, doesn't mean we're going to get that again. Price could shoot down real quick and then rip the other way, and you know, just take everybody offside, and then it's a bullish run from there. So like I say, just be very nimble in these markets, be very cautious, trade accordingly, and you know what you're doing, and always of course use a stop loss, guys. That's all I've got for you for this week. I hope you enjoyed. Please, you know, like I say, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it out with your network. I would really appreciate that if you spread the word. And for all of my members, I will see you in the chat room tomorrow, going forward for the week. Take care, guys. I hope you have a great week. We'll talk to you next one.